Good morning and Merry Christmas. This is Keloland on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We'll also have your Boredom Busters coming up, but first our top story. A weekend fire call has led to a death investigation at a central Sioux Falls neighborhood. Firefighters made a grim discovery Saturday morning when responding to a storage shed fire in the 400 block of North Nesmith Avenue. They found a body while putting out the fire. Investigators are looking into how the person died and what caused that fire. We expect to learn more about their investigation during this week's media briefing by Sioux Falls Police, which we will live stream here on Keloland.com. Police in Minnesota have arrested 5 people in connection with a deadly shooting over the weekend at the Mall of America. A 19-year-old died from multiple gunshot wounds Friday night. Another person was wounded by a stray bullet. The mall was placed on lockdown but reopened on Saturday. The 5 suspects are facing charges of second-degree murder. Special agents with the South Dakota Division of Criminal Investigation who are handling the latest officer-involved shooting in Sioux Falls say their investigation is going to take time. Over the next few weeks, they'll be collecting evidence, interviewing witnesses, including the officer involved and the shooting victims. It's intended to be a very thorough investigation.
One thing that bears mentioning is, as a matter of transparency, one thing that we will do is utilize other agencies that were not involved to also get another set of eyes on this to help us in certain aspects of the investigation.
Investigators will also rely heavily on surveillance video and body camera video. They hope to have a summary of their investigation to the Attorney General within 30 days. Emergency crews responded to the Sanford USD Medical Center and Hospital Saturday after a water line froze and burst. The executive director of facilities at Sanford Health said the water line burst caused flooding in the main lobby of the hospital. However, patient care was not impacted and visitors are encouraged to still use the main entrance. Sioux Falls Fire Rescue has responded to several weather-related water problems in the city. They say the prolonged cold can cause lines to freeze and burst. Let's get our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Scott Munt in the Storm Center. Good morning, Scott.
All right, good morning, Perry. Good morning, everybody. And, of course, Merry Christmas. We are following the next clipper that's moving through for today. That will bring us some snow and strong wind later this evening going into the early part of tonight. Numerous winter weather advisories already in effect, and they last until midnight across northwestern South Dakota, until the overnight hours in central Keloland, and until midnight in northeastern Keloland. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up. Perry?
All right. Thank you very much, Scott. Well, if you're opening Christmas presents with your family this morning, you may want to think twice about tossing the wrapping paper and bows into the garbage. Some wrapping paper can be recycled as long as it passes the RIP test, meaning if you can tear it up, it's regular paper and can be recycled. However, wrapping paper with metallic coating, plastic coating, or glitter cannot be recycled. The City of Sioux Falls wants you to think about your recycling and reusing practices this holiday season.
Typically, we see an uptick in waste in households around the holidays because we're having more family gatherings, maybe more food waste. We have gifts and the waste and packaging that comes from that. So making sure that we're recycling, reusing things where we can is really important to help reduce the waste that goes to the landfill. That actually helps us extend the life of the landfill and ultimately saves people money.
Christmas wrappings you can reuse next year include items like bows and ribbons. While families across Keloland wake up to presents under the tree today, this isn't the first time Santa has been around this Christmas season. In the Sioux Falls area, Santa has been making regular visits to schools, family gatherings, and other events throughout the holiday season. Coming up in tonight's Eye on Keloland, Carter Schmidt introduces you to a Sioux Falls man who takes time to visit kids and families as Santa at no cost to them. Be sure to watch tonight at 10. Well, you can see this year's Christmas at the Cathedral performance from the warm comfort of your living room. The Journey in Faith broadcast will air at noon Central Time and at 6:30 p.m. on Kelo Extra. Our West River viewers can watch the performance at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time on the CW of the Black Hills. Our televised Christmas services on Keloland TV include the Sioux Falls Catholic Diocese at 10 a.m., Bethany Mennonite Church at 1 p.m., Brookings First United Methodist Church at 2 o'clock. Kelo Extra will be airing Celebrate Church at 11 a.m. and Worship at Bethany at 4 p.m. The CW of the Black Hills will broadcast Calvary Lutheran Church at 10 a.m. Mountain Time and Worship at Bethany at 11. The Union Gospel Mission is hosting a Christmas Day celebration, which includes 3 meal and prayer services along with toy and clothing distributions. The event times are at 11 a.m. and 1 and 2 o'clock. Terry Peak ski area in the northern Black Hills is reopened following the winter storm, but expect delays due to the cold. Today's hours are 9 a.m. to 4. Scott?
And in weather this morning, we're following new snow for another clipper that's moving in from the northwest. This is at noon today on Futurecast, showing the snow across eastern South Dakota, Minnesota, and into Iowa. We will continue with periods of snow throughout the day from Aberdeen, Brookings, and to the east. That will be enough to give them around 2 to 4 inches of snowfall. Then we'll watch the strong winds as we do go into this evening and tonight, especially in the central South Dakota. That will eventually lead to areas of blowing snow, reduced visibilities. We'll have travel issues yet again. You can see the snowfall amount of 2 to 4 from Aberdeen, Brookings, and to the east. We'll say surrounding that area, probably an inch or less. Here comes the wind as we go into the afternoon. We'll have wind gusts of 40 or more in central and western South Dakota, 50 or more by the evening. That covers central, north central South Dakota, and even during the early overnight, this is at 10 o'clock, late evening, early overnight, still looking at some of these wind gusts of 50 miles per hour or more. Here coming in around 55, and that's about when we'll start to see some stronger winds in the southeastern South Dakota. These will blow through during the overnight hours, and tomorrow will be relatively light in the wind department, but colder. Temperatures today will hit the teens and 20s across eastern Keloland, 30s and 40s in central and western South Dakota. And for details of your 7-day forecast, go ahead and check those while you're here online. Have a Merry Christmas.